And suddenly the house is on fire. And suddenly, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. And suddenly, the house is on fire. 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 And suddenly, the house is on fire. And suddenly, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. And suddenly, the house is on fire. The house is on fire. The house is on fire. The house is on fire.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming in tonight. Thanks for coming. Oh, looks like Gil's here. Hello. Thanks for coming up. How are you doing tonight? Tired?
I had to rewire part of the shop today, and I found out I got to rewire most of the shop tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tired too, but I didn't like rewire anything today. I was just busy. Took Fred to school, did a lot of things around the house, and then my mom came over for dinner, and then we took Fred to Boy Scouts, and then came home, and Dustin was out in the garden. We've totally redid some things and pulled stuff out and getting it ready for next year, stuff like that. So just been a little crazy. I was chopping and dropping, says CR. Hey, CR, thanks for coming in. Appreciate ya. Tonight's topic is to cover your garden or to not cover your garden. That is the question. So I'm hearing a lot of conflicting information. I think it's just whatever really you prefer. But I hear a lot of conflicting information. One is, don't cover your garden. It leaves the beneficial insects in their cocoons or whatever all winter long, and it protects them and all of that. Hey, Rebel, thanks for coming in. And then on the other hand, there's benefits to covering your garden. Mm-hmm. So one of the benefits is the worms. The worms like dark places to be. So you'll draw the worms in. Plus, you can use things like cardboard and stuff like that and cover your garden. And then the next winter, it will decompose in there. So you have that option as well. So, hello, Tibor. Thanks for coming in. So what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer to cover your gardens? Or do you prefer just to let things go until next year?
Well, at first, when I read the topic to cover or not to cover your garden, I was thinking about the hoops and stuff to, make it grow longer.
Oh, okay.
But if you're talking about, spreading straw, cardboard, whatever else like that. Whatever, no matter what anybody in general has an opinion as far as, oh, bugs, worms, this, that, and the other. Remember one thing: do not leave bare ground open.
Right.
Have you plant a cover crop or cover it one way or the other. You want something, you don't want bare ground exposed because it has a habit of going away.
Right. Hey, Tina Ladybug, thanks for coming in tonight. Share us out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it, y'all. And yeah.
So CR used the other word, erosion.
Erosion. Yes. That is a big word around here. And with the wind and the nasty winters that we have, I definitely feel like I actually dissed it under. Oh, you disk it under. Okay. With the crazy weather that we have around here and how cold it gets, I just feel like it's really important to cover the garden, or like you said, plant something, I don't know, alfalfa or something in there, so you don't leave bare ground all winter long. Now, here's another one for you, y'all. So we're going to put the ducks in there again this winter. And my husband was debating whether or not we should put the chickens in there. Now, I like that idea, but at the same time, I don't know if I want the chickens in there. I don't know if they're going to destroy my herb beds. And those are the things that come back every year. What do you think? What do you guys think out there? Snow would keep it down, but have to wait and get it. Yeah.
Well, as far as the chickens go, what pops into my mind, not remember exactly where your herb garden part is. That's one of those times where you want to have the some sort of cover you can put over the herbs and stuff, even if it's just a chicken wire screen up over it to keep the chickens out, and then they can have at the rest of it.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. I didn't think about that. I just don't. I'm afraid that they're going to dig up my herbs. And like, that is one thing I'm worried about, because they drop seed and then they come back some of them come back every year. Actually, almost all of them come back every year. So I don't want that to go away. Oh, thank you, Gare, for celebrating 24 months. Thank you so much. And good evening, Green Granny. Thank you for coming in and joining us this evening. Appreciate it. So it just concerns me. I might just put the ducks in there and say, forget about the chickens. Corky, you know it all too well. Ohio is wet during the winter. Wind erosion doesn't happen. Yes and no. I mean, there's been several times where we don't get snow, or I've had wind erosion on my garden. So, we get snow, we don't get snow. Some winters are really mild, which is like really weird because we're in Northeast Ohio and it's supposed to be cold here. I know one winter, like, we ate outside for Thanksgiving. It's because it was warm. So, hey, Jinda, thanks for coming in. Oh, thanks for joining us, Gara. Appreciate it. But I don't know. So I don't know if I should put my chickens in the garden or not. It's still a debate. I thought about it. I do think it's a great idea. I'm just worried about my plants that are in there permanently. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing. The rest of them, if they dig them up, whatever. I don't care.
Now, the ducks or geese, which was it? That you were putting in there? The geese?
I'm sorry? Oh, they're Muscovies.
Okay. All right. Will they go after the herbs and stuff too? Because I know ducks and geese both like to yell, "Ooh, green!"
Yeah, and I've had them in there before, and they never really went after it.
Okay.
They never had, I even have them walking in my herb bed and stuff like that last year or the year before, whatever. And I was like, because I almost had a heart attack. But they were fine. All my herbs came back. So I just worry about chickens because they really do. They scratch. And ducks don't really scratch. They don't really dig into things. Hello, Huga. Thank you for coming in. And Susie Jacobson. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, we are closer to lake. I'm about an hour south of Lake Erie. But, I mean, we do get lake effect snow here as well. So, yeah. If I literally drive a half hour north in the wintertime, it's a huge dramatic difference. Like, a half hour north is the snow belt. So, it's completely different here. So I don't really know what to do as far as that's concerned, but I am going to cover my beds because I had a huge weed problem this year. I had ragweed. I had the Pennsylvania smartweed. I had all different kinds of weed. Chickweed was the worst one. I know you can eat chickweed, and I know it's like, you know, it's good weed to eat, but I don't want it in my beds. Like, it was a giant pain. I pulled a ton of it out of my herb beds this last fall, this just a couple days ago. So I don't really know what to do as far as that's concerned. I might cover them up. I don't know.
I'm thinking about I'm getting all this cardboard out of the shop. All the plain card boxes with very little printing on them at all, and it's all black, not multicolored stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been laying a bunch out there to rototill under, but I'm thinking about, you know, cutting up and laying it in the raised planter beds I put in this year. And then I got a bunch of boards and stuff I can just put on top of it to keep it from blowing it away. And until the snow has a chance to wet it down and let it break down. And that'll help probably keep some seeds out, at least keep the seeds off to the sides of the planter beds, you know, not in the middle. So. But yeah, we get wind seed blowing in here, like, you know, star thistle, Russian bloom, morning glory seeds, and dandelions is the only one that doesn't really bother me that much because it's fun watching the bees bzzz around the dandelions.
Yeah. Today I was really surprised because it has been cold, and it hasn't been like blistering cold. It's not like super cold, but it's colder at night. I've been seeing a lot of bumblebees. So usually my nasturtium is the last to go. It sticks around clear up until the frost. And so we left all of that in. And it has really completely taken over, which is kind of funny. But the bees are just going crazy over it. So I'm leaving that in.
And nasturtium, even in, you know, other climates where they don't get snow and stuff, it's a great pollinator attractor, and it does keep other weeds down. Yeah,
I've noticed that too. My one bed is I planted it alongside with my zucchini, and my zucchini has died off since then, but my nasturtium has just completely taken over that bed. It's like nuts. And nothing else has grown up in there. It's just all nasturtium. I've seen people burn their gardens, water them, and then throw mulch leaves in thick layers over them to keep the weed seeds from blowing in. Or they cover crop beds that will be used for summer plant. Interesting. I never thought about the burn. I did do that 1 year to burn out the weeds, because I had so many weeds, it was ridiculous, but I didn't do it in my raised beds. I used it in the ground. And that is a huge difference too. People don't realize when you plant in the ground, you get twice as many weeds as you do in a raised bed. And when I was planting in the ground, it was hell, because I just felt like I could never keep up. I just felt like there was constant weeds. And though in my raised bed I do get weeds, don't get me wrong, because I still get weeds, but it's not like that. And I still to this day see a lot of people probably super discouraged because they plant their gardens in the ground, and then like a couple months later it looks like a weed haven because they didn't go out there enough to pick weeds. Yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. Good to see you, Shawnee Shab. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. But yeah.
Wintertime is just, it's one of those things. I'm still learning about it here, what I can and can't do. I've done straw on the raised planter beds, and it worked pretty well, except we had super freeze last year, and it actually froze the onions and made them all their cells split so bad. And but yeah, you have to learn, write down what happens, and learn what your area does to you if you cover it with straw, if you cover it with cardboard, if you cover with cheesecloth or whatever, and then peel. If the cheesecloth is still in one piece in the spring, gather up all the wheat seeds on it, throw it away.
Yeah. That's another thing I was worried about this year. I have a lot of plants that come back like every year, but the only reason why they come back every year is because they shed their seed, and then it'll come up next year. So I had a lot of chickens this year go into my side flower beds and stuff like that, digging up things. And I was hoping that they didn't dig up any seeds, which they probably did, and eat a bunch of seeds, because I have a lot of flowers and stuff that come back every year and stuff like that. And I didn't really want them digging around over there. And that is the same.
They also accidentally sometimes scratch the seed in.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So it might actually be a good thing. Perennials like lilies and peonies. Yeah, my peonies, my green is still up on my peonies. That's still in there. I have things like hyacinth, and I have this other stuff that comes back every year as well, and I don't even know what it's called. My mom gave it to me, and it's like yellow, and then some is like variegated, and then I have black-eyed Susans and irises and Oriental lilies. I have a bunch of stuff in my side bed that I usually don't video. I love flowers, but I feel like I can only video them so much. Like, I'm not going to go out there and make giant videos about my flowers every time. I will be mulch mowing all plants, but leaving the roots in the ground, then mulch mowing leaves and throwing that on. That's a really good idea. And I've done that a lot with my sunflowers. I leave the roots and stuff in the ground. Some of my sunflowers, though, were absolutely ridiculous this year. I was pulling some of them out, like cutting them off at the way bottom and leaving the roots in. It was like freaking bamboo. I'm like trying to rip them out. And we were like freaking huge. I couldn't believe it. And hey, Grow Big TV. Good to see you in here. If you guys aren't aware of Grow Big TV, that is Joe and I's channel, and go ahead and subscribe if you can, because we will be starting our new show November 2nd, and we already have things lined up. We have some really awesome sponsors, and we also have, I think Matt Powers is going to be our first guest, and I'm so excited to have him on. So if you want to know the details of soil and you want to know how soil works, come and join us on November 2nd. Hello, Sierra Farms. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. I have such a mix of stuff each bed. Shawnee Chef, this is my dream, okay? And I don't know if I'll even get it done this year, but my dream is to buy like 5 bags of biochar and some stuff I found at the food summit in this fertilizer, and spread that stuff all over my beds with that fertilizer and then covering them. That is my dream. That's what I want to do, but I don't have the money for it. But if I could, I would do that, because biochar was super expensive and the bags. But hey, King Poobah. He put the link. So if you guys are interested in subscribing to Grow Big TV, we don't have content yet. We are going to get that content out. I think by Monday, we will have a video out for you explaining just what we're about and our guests and sponsors and stuff like that.
Courtney? I don't know if you can do. I don't know if you can do it right now, but you might as well go ahead and give him. Oh, you did. All right. He does have a wrench now. Okay.
Yep. I just gave it to him. No, I don't trust that Grow Big TV. I'm not going to give him a wrench. No. Oh, this is really good news, guys. And he gave me the go ahead to go ahead and say our sponsor is M.I. Gardner.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we are so excited. And I love Luke. So it's going to be great. And he is going to give us seeds to give away. And he's going to be the sponsor of the show. And I'm hoping down the line that we can even interview him specifically because he's freaking awesome. He's such a nice guy. And I would love to get him on the show. So, yeah, he's I'm really, really excited to have a partnership with him. Oh, yeah. I'm driving, so I can only listen. Okay, that's cool. Thanks, Joe. You guys, you might see Grow Big TV in chats. You might not know if it's me or Joe. Just an FYI, because we're sharing it. So, but thanks, Joe, for letting me talk about that because I was super excited, but I didn't want to say anything just yet. There's a lot of secrets, and we don't want to give it away. But yeah, M.I. Gardner is going to be our sponsor.
You know, you can't keep secrets from me.
I know.
I know everything already.
That's funny. Sandy, thank you so much. I don't know if I said hi to you, but thank you for coming in. I saw you in Gil's chat the other night, I think. So thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us tonight. So
and
what do you guys do?
She was in CR's live stream this afternoon.
Oh, were you? Oh, I love CR. Yeah, we got to get him on as soon as we possibly can. That would be great. I would love to interview Luke. Good people. He's really awesome. And you know what I like about his videos? Nothing is outlandish. And you watch his videos and it's like, oh yeah, I can do this. It's not that expensive. He does everything like kind of on a budget. It's not like over the top. Some people like use the most expensive stuff and I can't afford that. You know?
I use the cheapest stuff I can get.
Yeah. Oh, we love you, CR. Oh, secrets, yes. Johnny Chab, there's a program on YouTube. I watch a show that does. Sorry, I have a big heart over top. Okay, there's a program on YouTube. I watch a show that does the interview up until halfway. They pause and roll the ads with the sponsors and then come back to the interview. Yep, yeah. There's a lot of things doing that, and we have like a lot of people that are interested in being our sponsor, and they're interested in us advertising for them and stuff like that. So I'm kind of excited that it's gonna be really different than anything that I've ever done. It's gonna be more like what I've done in radio, which is kind of what I'm looking forward to. So it's going to be really different, guys. So I hope you guys are excited to watch. Gardner Scott will be on our show the second week. We will be on his show too. Yeah, super excited about that. Good stuff. You know, it's all about meeting people and getting connections and teaching people how to grow big, right? Yeah, it's going to be like a podcast. And in fact, we are going to have our own podcast. So it's going to be a lot, but we're going to put in the work. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, Courtney.
Sure. What's up?
On the YouTube portion there,
Mm-hmm.
you got the YouTube screen, that heart thing. You can get rid of that by going into in YouTube. You go to into your content, and then your choices like details, and then customize. Under customize, you have chat, live chat, who can comment, subscribers, anybody, whatever. And then it says live reactions. YouTube is making that automatically live reactions. And so you can unclick that and get rid of it.
Okay, then I might do that because sometimes it covers up what I need to read.
Mm-hmm. It also covers up quickly trying to click on the channel, find out is this a spammer or not.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for for them to go by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. Okay, so what do you guys do out there? Do you cover your gardens? Do you not cover your gardens? Do you use cover crops? I mean, I don't know really what to do because I'm hearing all different kinds of conflicting information. One of them is that you should leave everything in your garden until the spring because it provides coverage for beneficial insects and butterflies and caterpillars and all of that. So what do you guys think? What is your thoughts on the benefits of covering or the not benefits of covering?
I can tell you what my wife does in California. Yeah, there. If it under the citrus trees and stone fruit trees, she puts a cover crop down. And in the walkways between her planter beds in the front yard, she kind of sprinkles some of the cover crop seed around too. Even though she's probably got now 3 inches of wood chips, and she also puts out some rice straw. Yes, she'll get rice straw growing up, but it's better than it's better than weeds. But she's put cover crop out there in certain areas where she doesn't want to have to go weeding.
Yeah.
But in the planter beds in the front yard, leaves. She dumps leaves in there, and she picks up. The neighbors' trees drop all their leaves, and then since we're downhill on the road a little bit, and the first rain kind of washes it down into the storm drain in front of our house there, she's out there with a scoop shovel scooping it up into the wheelbarrow and dumping it in there, and just keep, she'll spend a day there with the first good rain and just picking up all those leaves and putting them into the into the raised planter beds just to totally just cover it. And she has plants that stay there year after year after year, big, thyme and rosemary and stuff, and she just packs the leaves around underneath them.
Okay.
And then just fills up the rest of the stuff where the basil comes and goes and the rainbow chard comes and goes. She'll just cover that area there.
Now, what is the weather like where your wife is? Like, is it cold? Does it get really cold there?
We've had it does. We get freezes there in the San Francisco Bay Area. We get hail. We get maybe that much snow every 3 years, but we get that much hail sometimes. It just comes down and just hails, and then it just melts away a couple hours later. But we've actually had 1 year, it got so cold, the water lines over at my parents' place, which is a couple blocks away. We've owned that property since 1960, and it froze the water pipes in the ground that never froze before. And we had to get the backhoe in there and dig it down and lay new pipe and everything, because but that happened. Like I said, it's happened once since 1960, that cold. But we've lost at our house. We've lost the wild lemon tree in the front yard 3 times, and it died all the back. We pruned it all off. Next thing we go, and it's back again.
Okay.
The orange trees, in the back, we cover them constantly with sheets and stuff, and Christmas tree lights, old Christmas tree lights, the old mini ones that produce heat, not the LED ones, and put the Christmas tree lights on it, put the sheets over it, and plug them in.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, the jade in the front, she has some jade she got from her mom right after we got married. And this thing has gotten huge, taller than me. And then we got a freeze before she came early and froze half of it back. And then she had, in the springtime, she cut all the dead stuff off. She just put sheets over it. And the dead stuff supported the sheets off the good stuff. And it's happened a couple times where it gets big and freeze. And
yeah.
So they get freeze there. My one cousin says if it's not foggy on Christmas, it's not Christmas.
Oh. And
the San Francisco Bay fog is a thick, cold fog.
Ooh.
And it's white.
Interesting.
And it's a whiteout conditions, basically.
Oh my gosh. That's
when
kind
that
of
fog
scary.
comes in, it's like, okay, the freeway 65, everybody's doing 25, except for the idiots who suddenly slam on their brakes and realize everybody else is going slow.
Yeah, can you imagine all the people that really don't know how to drive in that? And they
Yeah.
like turn on their bright lights.
It's foggy like that, every year. There'll be probably 10, 15 days every winter. It's bad.
Shawnee says leaves for sure. The plants will freeze and die and turn to mush and stink in the spring, I imagine, which would feed all the soil. Maybe try a few beds one way and a few beds the second way, so on. Take notes, experiment. Yeah, I mean, that's what gardening is. It's a giant science experiment. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I just didn't know what the best method was, right? Because I mean, this whole entire time, we haven't been covering. I think one year we covered one bed, and it was because we were trying to decompose everything that was in there because we put a ton of grass clippings because that bed really needed something. It was like really bad. We couldn't. And then that following year, we planted nothing but like corn, like high nitrogen stuff in there. Because it was just full of nitrogen from trying to fix the bed. Now that bed is probably one of our best beds, but it took us about 3 years to get it there, 3 seasons to get it there. Port, do you ever burp your turkeys? No, I've never needed to. And burping the turkeys is like when they get like sour crop or something, and you have to do that. And I've never done that. Never.
I'd be worried like you're trying to burp the turkey and all of a sudden it comes out the other end.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, snow and rain have nitrogen in them. Yep. Yeah. And I'll be layering. Yeah, we have a rabbit now, and we're collecting his poop. His name is Rupert. And I gave him a giant carrot this afternoon. He was like loving it. We are bringing him inside this winter, because we don't want to mess around with the cold and him. And so we're going to bring him to the basement. So we're going to have a rabbit in our basement all winter long. But
I'll give you a word of warning right now. What we learned across the street. You're going to be, make sure his cage has a tray under it that you can slide out, because you're going to be changing that tray every couple of days.
Yeah, we have one. We have one right now. So
yeah, because and not only just the poop, but the pee.
Yeah, it stinks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Anybody have any other comments? Ninja, that kind of the same way I treat mine. Yeah. I don't want to put a lot of pine needles, because I know Ninja said that she wants to put needles on it. I don't want to put a lot of pine because it changes the acidity level of your beds. So you got to be really careful with different types of wood and stuff like that. And we got chip drop this last summer, and all of the chips are pine. So we don't really want to put that on our beds because it can change the acidity level of your beds and mess up the balance of stuff. And one of our beds we took us 3 years to get it where we want it, and we don't want to mess things up. So
the pine chips will make it more acidic, which if you have beds you're trying to grow raspberries, boysenberries, blackberries and stuff, that's good. And also there's some other plants that like the more acidic soil. But if you take and put ash, completely burnt ash in there, it makes it alkali. So if you have a bunch of ash and the chips, you put them in together and they kind of neutralize each other.
Yeah. Yes, the chips that we have are for our blueberry plants, and I think we're going to throw some in our food forest as well. It's not that bad to throw it in there. It's widespread through there. And I think we're going to put some just like around some of my flower beds and around our cherry trees as well. Dustin has to get out there yet, and he's going to clip back all of our trees because they really need it, especially our apple trees, because some of them we couldn't even reach to get the apples. They were so tall. So we're going to top most of them.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. There is a flowering plant that loves acidic soil, and
Hydrangea.
Yes,
I have one.
And it changes color depending on how acidic it goes.
Yeah. Right now, when it first started out, it was kind of like a burgundy-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout this like winter and like our winter, throughout this like fall, it's changed and it's kind of went to like a brightish purpley pink. It's really, really pretty. And then I have another hydrangea that hasn't done anything. And I'm thinking it's in the wrong spot. Like it's not getting any sun whatsoever. So I'm thinking about moving it. So I think I'm going to move it to where my other hydrangea is on the other side or something. But I love messing around with them. I kind of consider them an advanced gardener kind of flower because you really have to mess around with the acidity level to get the right color that you want. So they're kind of interesting.
And you can change the color during the season with coffee grounds.
Yeah, because coffee has a lot of acid in it.
Yeah, but as Tibor was saying, why he doesn't put leaves over his because he's afraid to raise the tannic acid levels. It depends on the type of leaves you're putting in there too.
Mm-hmm.
From what type trees you're doing it. Yeah, you definitely don't want to put walnut leaves in there.
Right. Yeah, and you got to be really careful. There are some leaves that are really, really light, and there are some leaves that are really, really heavy. Like tulip poplars, those leaves are super heavy. So if you're going to use them as a cover and you want your plants to come back, don't use them because they are super heavy and they're going to drown out anything that's underneath. So you want to use something that's super light, like an oak leaf that crumbles, or like right now I have a maple tree that hangs over my garden and all of its leaves come down in my garden. So I use that.
Yeah, Tibor has oak and walnut. What's interesting is at my parents' place, there were a bunch of pine trees up above the driveway. I think 4 of them. And down below, there was 1 pine tree and 3 oak trees. Between one of the oaks and one of the pines was the cantha bush you ever saw. It loved that soil because whatever it was between the two trees there, man. We had a couple other pyrocanthus, but they didn't do as good as the one between a pine tree and a walnut tree.
Yeah. Yeah, I have walnut trees all the way down my road. So when you're driving down the road, you run over them and stuff. And the squirrels love them. So I'm constantly finding walnuts. Right now I have walnuts in my garden from the stupid squirrels. Mm-hmm. And I have a walnut tree that's growing I have a garden dedicated to my grandma. So I have a walnut tree growing in there that I need to pull out. My husband wants to plant it somewhere else. I'm like, I don't even want a walnut tree on my property. I know everybody thinks they're great, but they mess with the soil so much. I'm like, they can just stay away. They can just stay away. But unfortunately, like we have them across the street and down the street. And so the squirrels just go crazy over them.
They're at our house right now in Martinez there are 6 walnut trees across the street. And the phone lines, trunk lines, big phone line like that, hangs down, goes through it. And there's a couple of those cable lines and cable TV and AT&T and Comcast all hanging above the trees. Well, or down just barely into the trees. Well, it's funny watching the squirrels. The squirrels will get walnuts, run, jump up onto the wires, run down the wire, and they get down to our house and the neighbor's house, and then across the phone line, or jump up onto the power line and come across to the house.
They're so funny.
Yeah. And then, of course, sometimes they climb down the redwood tree across the street, and then run across into the garden and plant their walnut.
Oh, nice. Gee, thanks. Yeah. We get the goofiest squirrels too. Up until a certain point, we never had black squirrels. Black squirrels had always been a city thing. So if you go to the city, you see tons of black squirrels. Out here, we see the big brown ones, the fluffy tails, and the gray ones, but never the black. Now we're seeing the black squirrels. They're like everywhere. So I'm actually seeing the black squirrels more than I am brown ones. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, they all love the city. Yeah, probably. But we're constantly getting weird things buried here and there and everywhere. I have a black walnut by our wood line. It keeps the squirrels busy and away from my garden. Yep, I don't like them in my garden. And I have a specific wild, well, I call her wild turkey, but she's not wild. I have a specific turkey that likes to go in the back of my garden and dig up things. Like she dug up a whole patch of where my carrots were. It's kind of ticked off. I'm like, why don't we have carrots planted here? I thought it was weird. And my husband's like, oh, that's where the turkey went wild right in there. And I'm like, oh, great. So now I have a spot that doesn't have any carrots. And Dustin swears he's going to eat that black squirrel. You go ahead. I am not making squirrel gravy. We saw another
squirrel pie.
Ooh, no. Yeah, black walnuts are just not. I mean, they're great. They're great medicinal. They're good, and I like a little walnut here and there. Yeah. I like to eat walnuts. They're great. I just don't want them near my property.
In California, most of the walnut trees on all the orchards and stuff, they start by planting a black walnut tree, and when it gets up so tall, they start cutting and grafting onto it English white walnut.
Yeah.
So the root stock of the black walnut is harder. I can't even pronounce it. Is better and stronger and more resistant to the blights and stuff the walnuts get. But everybody wants the white walnut, you know.
Hey, Grammy Karen, thanks for coming in, sweetie. We appreciate you, and thank you so much for catching us while we're live. In the beds that you had bug problems in this year, how did you prepare them last year? Well, last year, I didn't really prepare them. I just let my ducks go wild in there. And I still had a major bug problem this year. But you know what? I don't think my ducks, I think they ate bugs, and I think they did a really good job. But I think everybody had a bug problem this year. It wasn't just me. I think is maybe we had a milder winter and it didn't kill what was necessary. Because a lot of people just had squash bug issues like you wouldn't believe. And so I think that was, the issue. I don't think my ducks didn't do what their due diligence, didn't do what they were supposed to do. But yeah, so I don't know, but I did have a lot of squash bugs and cucumber bug issues this year. Big time. Yeah. Thanks, babe, for sharing us out. Really appreciate it. Grow Big TV. That is Joe and I's new channel. We don't have the content yet, but on November 2nd, we are going to be starting. And it's going to be a really awesome show. We've been basically preparing all summer and all this fall. We've been working on it. So,
well, you got 27 subscribers now.
Oh, that's awesome. Last time I checked, we had 13. So we've gained quite a bit. So last year was rainy and never had many. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Bor. I just don't think we had a really cold winter. We had 1 week where it was super cold, just 1 week though, out of the entire winter. So I don't think the cold killed everything, like it's supposed to. Plus, I think this year, I think we had a really good handle on things. Even though we had bugs, we found ways to just disguise the plants, and we found different ways of getting around it. So I think we did really good this year. Courtney, last year, I already read that. Sorry.
No, so you guys didn't get hit by the polar vortex that took out most of the rest of the country?
No, we had 1 week where it was super cold. And that was it. That was the polar vortex. Other than that, we had a really mild winter, which was very weird because most parts of the country were like Texas, where doesn't usually get that cold. Yeah. They were freezing. So
we had, I was just double checking. We had several weeks where, it would come in, it would hit for about 4 or 5 days, and it would warm up, Then about a week or so later, come in, hit again, and
Yeah. The week between Christmas and New Year's was around 0 here, and that was it. Yeah, I just feel like the same way. I think, Grammy Karen, I think the Stivers and I think we are in the same zone for some weird reason. I think they're in 6B, and so am I. I just don't think that we had a really, really, really cold winter. And so therefore it, like I said, I don't think it killed the bugs. And you know what? I really don't think this irritates the crap out of me because this year I have stink bugs like you wouldn't believe. The other night I was laying in bed and we've had bees in the house before because one time when my husband went to light a fire in the fireplace, they all started coming out of the fireplace. And so we had a bee problem. It was hornets, and so we've had bees in the past. So I'm upstairs, I'm laying in bed. It's like pitch black. And when you're upstairs, like in my bedroom, you can't even see your hand in front of your face. It's that dark. So all of a sudden I'm hearing zzz, and I'm like, oh my God. Because I'm thinking it's a hornet. I hate bees. Like I love bees, but I hate them at the same time. Specifically hornets. They scare the crap out of me because they just do. Most bees that pollinate don't bother you like those bees do. And I'm hearing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I have a bee up here. What am I going to do? I'm terrified. I get my flashlight on my phone and it's a stink bug. And I'm like, oh, I hate stink bugs. I don't even like to squish them because when you squish them, they go crunch. And I hate that noise. I hate it. Oh, hate them. Yeah, stink bugs are the worst. But we've been doing pretty good at keeping them out. But every once in a while, we'll get one, and you can hear them. They fly across the room, and they're like little pterodactyls. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't. That's why I was like kind of obsessed with that huge hornet that we saw. That European hornet. I've never seen a bee that big in my life. Never. Not in person. And so when I saw him this year, I couldn't believe it. People were like, oh, that's a murder hornet. It's not a murder hornet. That is a European hornet, and they are nasty looking. And I learned a little bit of things about them, that they are nocturnal. They fly around at night, and they like to eat dead things. Like, apples that are rotting and stuff like that. So they typically are docile and they don't bother you, but I don't like them. And they're really attracted to light too. So if you have your back, if you're like a couple of times I've had my back door open, my screen, and I had the back porch light on, it was like flying towards the door. And I'm like, ah, because they are so big. They're like this big as a bee. They're huge. So, Big Beer Homestead told last year that their daughter was eating and thought she dropped a crumb on her shirt. Nope, it was a crumb, but crunched down on a stink. But, oh, that's so disgusting. No thanks. Thanks for coming in, Marshmallow Man. Appreciate you. For some reason, they like to get in the tool chest and drawer. Is so annoying. Yeah, and those bees are so big, they're scary. Stivers have them come around their porch light at night. Yeah, well, I found out that those bees are nocturnal. Usually bees are out during the day. So at night, if you're doing something, I don't expect to be around a bee, especially like yellow jackets. A lot of people, that's how they kill them at night. They go and they sneak up on them and, kill them at night in their nests. Not these bees. They're out. Ooh, that's scary, Ginger. Very scary. Those bees freak me out. But I love honeybees, and I love bumblebees, and I love all the pollinator bees. But just the bees that don't pollinate, they can stay away from me. They're scary. And I really, really don't like carpenter bees. I know most of them don't sting. Those big bumble-looking things. But I don't like when they attack me. They scare me. I don't want it touching me. Don't attack my head when I'm out in the garden. Oh, thanks for the hearts, y'all. Appreciate it.
My cousin's husband was an electrical, not an engineer, but more just electrician, and he built this huge bug zapper for the barn of my grandmother's place. I mean, it's like he took some thick rod and had it he did a real good job on it, but it would a mosquito would fly in there and you see the flash. He had some high powered coils powering that up.
Yeah.
And a June bug would go in there and flames and everything, and ash would fall down. And the fun part was watching the yellow jackets fly into that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have an electric fly swatter, and I sometimes would take that with me to the garden. And yeah, it's like sparks would fly. So, yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Hey, Stock Explorer. What's up, girl? Thanks for coming. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's kind of crazy, the bees and stuff this year were everywhere. Specifically the ones I don't like, especially when we were picking apples. I tried really, really hard to stay away from them.
Yeah. What the heck?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw maybe one June bug this year, Tibor. They not a whole lot.
Well, I just got confirmation from Paula Ruffin. She says, let's do the 27th. I'll look forward to it.
Nice.
So I'll have her on Friday night on the homestead. Not this week, but the next week.
She's such a nice person. So
yeah,
it's going to be good. Hey, Rentals. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. But yeah, so let us know what you guys think. Do you cover your beds? Do you not cover your beds? That's the topic for tonight. And I don't know. I think I'm going to cover some of mine after I put like all the stuff, all the grass and stuff like that in there, just to keep the ducks and stuff out of there this year. But we're definitely going to move the ducks in. We have some big plans. We're going to hey, Vitra, thanks for coming in. We're going to get rid of our raspberries and move them somewhere else. So we're not going to have that constant headache of raspberries, but it's going to be a process because we've had them in there for years now. And it's going to be very interesting trying to get rid of those. I cover my bed right before I go to bed. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know.
I cover my bed after I get in it.
Sometimes I don't sleep with a blanket on because I can't. I get too hot.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Joe and I we have our own channel now. It's called Grow Big TV. We already have a sponsor, and my gardener is going to be our sponsor, and we're super excited about that. And our first guest in November 2nd is going to be Matt Powers, and I'm so excited to have him on. He's a super nice guy. And we are just going to go forward with this, and we are on a lot of social media platforms already. So make sure to like and subscribe. And, here it is right here. He's got it popped up. Thank you. This is our channel, Grow Big TV. And I think my husband put the link out there, but you know what? I'll put the link out there again.
Yeah. So, right now it says 27 subscribers, no videos. That's going to change really quick.
Yep. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'm really excited about doing this. It's going to be, all about bigger vegetables, growing bigger things. And it's just a wide variety of things, really. Tips on growing, all different kinds of stuff. So here, I'm going to put the link out there.
I got it.
If I could spell right.
Grow Big TV. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and we currently have 28 subscribers. Cool beans. Thank you guys.
Another one picked up. All right, someone just did it.
Thanks, guys. And here's the link so you guys can subscribe. We're probably going to put out like our detailed video, I think Monday or Tuesday or something like that. We're going to work on it Sunday night. And we're going to have our own podcast. I already have an Instagram. We have a Facebook. Joe has us on X. I feel weird calling it X. Twitter. And we're going to also have TikTok. I think Joe's going to be in charge of the TikTok.
Well, so Twitter changed its name to X?
Yes.
I can see the ads. X marks the spot. You want to be at the spot with X.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit bought it, and he changed the name to X. So it's very strange.
So Stock Explorer subscribed over there.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dora. Appreciate ya. Yeah. Grammy was pushing. I was in the line to subscribe. Oh, okay. Oh, you're 29 rentals. Thanks so much. Oh, thanks, Grammy Karen.
All right,
Thanks,
who's going to be third? Oh, it looks like Tibor just subscribed.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to have the support of the people who have watched me for like 4 years.
33. 33. It just jumped big. Boom.
Boom. Yeah, our goal is to get 500 as soon as possible. So we want to get those 500 so we can expand and do what we need to do. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, Matt Powers is going to be our first guest. And I think a couple weeks from there, Gardner Scott, I think that's what he said, is going to be on. And I want to get Luke on as soon as possible as well. So we're working on that. And he is going to be our sponsor. So, yeah, I can't wait because he's such a cool dude. Like, it's going to be fun. Yes, X does not sound good. No. However, it makes sense because of all the X rockets and all that. Yeah, because he's more into science and space and, So, yeah, X makes more sense. But it's just weird because it's been Twitter all my life. So, it's just a little strange.
Now it's going to be when they combine them, it's going to be, instead of Twit face, it's going to be X.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know why he changed it, but he did. Because he can, I guess, because he owns it, so he can do whatever he wants. All right.
Yeah.
Weird. All right, so you guys do the experiment this year. I know Ginger Ninja said, experiment a little bit. Don't cover one thing and cover the next and see how it works. Do the experiment this year. Check and see what would be the best. Covering the beds or not?
Read what Gear put in there. But then pronounce it a little bit differently. He put Meta X. Well, how about Me Tax?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nora, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited. We're going to be on 2 days a week. It's, I think, from 7 to 8. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. And we're working really hard. So was going to expand fast forward 5 or 6 years, and it'll probably make sense. Yeah, probably. Oh, okay, Tibor. Have a good night. Hey, Swede. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Hey, Jordan. Yeah.
All right, y'all, just make sure you hit the thumbs up, share us out a little bit. I'm trying to get my content back in order here on Wide Family Farm as well. It's hard. I'm struggling between my son and this channel, and I got other things going on, so I've just been struggling quite a bit. But it's going to work out. Right? Yes. I still have a bunch of loofah. Oh, wow. You have loofahs. Awesome. I don't think we'll ever do those again. We might. I'm not sure. But I planted them one year and it took forever. It was like this time of year and they were still like not dried out. Like I had a heck of a time. They were fun, but I felt like they weren't drying out fast enough.
Yeah. I mean, that's what like Abby was doing. You know, she some of hers were drying out, others weren't. So she was having to cut them and, lift up, put them up where they could dry.
Yeah.
I think Dances is trying to tell you need to get him to sponsor you too.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yep, that'd be great. Oh, there she is with her tropical buzz. Thanks for coming in. Oh, you share. Oh, thanks for sharing us out. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I think your best bet is experiment. Cover some with one thing, cover others with another. Try the cardboard, try the leaves, try the straw, see what works best.
Yeah, and experiment a little bit. Hey, Chipper, y'all need to get long-winded. I have about 4.5 hour drive ahead of me. Oh, so you want me to be on for another 4.5 hours to entertain you while you're driving? I'm sorry.
Oh, poor dude. And this is late at night for getting into late night drive.
Thanks for coming in, Chipper. I appreciate you. And thank you again for being a member. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Any rabbit advice? If anyone can suggest how to protect rabbits at night. Sigmund and Albert have been hiding spots, but okay. So I'm confused, Dancing. Do you have like a rabbit colony or do you have them in cages? Oh, 28 months. Thank you so much. Gil has been a member of my channel for 28 months. That is such a long time. So thank you so much. Yeah, I have Rupert in a cage. So I know he's well protected and he's inside the garden. So, but I know somebody has a rabbit colony and they have electric fence all around it. Just two. They have dog kennel, but there is fencing around the kennel also. So they can run and hide, but they are goofballs and they stay up late. Yeah, they're nocturnal. Can you drop the... Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, Marshmallow Man. There you go. Yeah, like Ginger Ninja said, if they're both males, they're probably attacking each other. I never thought about that, but yeah, they could be.
My daughter had to separate the females too.
Oh, yeah?
The two mamas didn't like, so she now has 5 cages. One for the buck, two cages for each of the females, and then the other 2 are from the litters from those females. So they don't want to have a big group in one cage. So, and then they're watching to see, all right, do we have one trying to hump the other ones?
Yeah.
They're going to go, nope, you go, all right, you going over here.
Yeah, and rabbits multiply really fast. So that's always another thing that scares me.
Yeah, that's where that saying comes from, breeding like rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Oh, okay. Nice, CR.
when Lewis comes up here, I need to slide out because I am doggy tired and I got to get to Home Depot at 6 o'clock in the morning so I can order the bundle and a half of OSB. So hopefully they'll deliver it Friday or maybe Saturday.
Yeah.
I want to deliver before it starts raining. Speaking of that,
I don't know where he is. Oh, there he is.
Sunday night we got a chance of rain, so I need to have them delivered it, and just in case they can't get it into the shop, then I got to hand move all those things into the shop.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to slide out of here. All right, you're the co-pilot now, Lewis.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up, Gil. Appreciate
All
it.
And boom. There we go.
Oh, that's a really good idea, Dancing. If it was warm enough for me to, it should work for the rabbits. Yeah, it should. It should.
Yeah, I cover some of my garden up.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, my strawberries. It worked out. The strawberries came back.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I should cover up my strawberries this year. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it'll look like, for me, it looked like they died off, but they came back.
Yeah, maybe it's something I'm going to have to do. I don't know. I was afraid of covering my herb beds because I was afraid I was going to kill everything underneath, and I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I bring them in for the winter, so I got some fresh herbs for the winter.
Yeah.
Some of them, like the rosemary, might go dormant. But I put them back outside. They start growing again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my garlic.
Oh. Yeah, I still need to plant mine.
Yeah.
I had bought some garlic at a farmer's market. It was huge. And I wanted to plant some of that. And then I also have some other garlic that I had bought. So I'm going to plant that here as soon as I possibly can. I think I just need... Yeah, that heart thing is like right in the way. It's really obnoxious. I can't read anybody's comments. Oh, okay. Thank you, Grammy Karen. Thanks you for coming in. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for supporting the other channel. I know it doesn't have any content on it, so, but I really appreciate you going over there and subscribing.
Come here.
A lot of subscribers.
Zeus.
Yeah, we have 35 already, so that's good.
Yeah, I subscribed.
Yeah, it is steadily growing. Cool. Pellets or a teepee with plastic staple. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea, Ginger. I didn't think about that. And it wouldn't smash down my herbs. Yeah, that's a really great idea. Didn't even think about that. Yeah, thank you guys for subscribing for real. I wasn't expecting to get that many tonight, but we got plenty. It's going to be awesome.
Did you see one of the latest videos, music videos that Gardner State Gardener put out?
Yeah, with gear.
No, it had me, I think, in it.
Oh.
Bill in it. It was like a day or two ago or something like that.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out. Let me see here.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 people in it. Something about candy or something like that.
Oh, Ann Thornton and Rebel, huh? That's funny. That's awesome. It looks great. I figured I wanted to have a way to look at them. However, it would be easier to build a solid wall and roof than cover it with tarp. More leaf bags and then second tarp. Yeah, that'll work out. For sure. Oh, is he there? We made a chicken pen for 6 chickens out of pallets and a tarp and zip ties. I have a video, but it's from a while back. Oh, okay. I need to get the compost on the beds this weekend. I think seeing freezing temps overnight starting on the 28th. Yeah, it's coming. It is coming. We're losing Lewis. We're losing the Marshmallow Man. Over, Marshmallow Man. Where are you? Okay, Sandy, I get it. Sometimes I do my best work in the middle of the night, so I get it. I'm not ready for cold either. This sucks. Although we are prepared heat-wise, I am not freezing this winter. We have plenty of wood. It's going to get us through, and I'm super excited about that. Plus, we have an electric heater that we're able to plug in upstairs now, where before we couldn't do that. And we got some electrical stuff fixed. And so now I can run a heater upstairs. So it's not going to be a bad winter. I'm not going to freeze. And everything's going to be good. Plus, I have an electric blanket on my bed. Nice, Sandy. Thank you for coming in and enjoying Wide Family Farm. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I've been trying to sell a pellet stove and nothing. Nobody is interested. Eventually we want to get one, but it's not going to be a primary source of heat. I wanted to get one to put one down in my family room and use it, you know, here and there for stuff. People don't like pellet stoves. I'll tell you why, because they're dusty. I wouldn't say they're any more dustier than wood stove. I think a wood stove has a lot of ash or whatever, but I think a pellet stove is probably a little worse. There's just a lot of extra ash and a lot of people don't like them. Plus, people don't like to have to constantly buy pellets where wood is free. I don't know. That's my perspective on it. However, we thought about getting one for extra source of heat. No, we don't remove them. I thought about it. Oh, well, thank you, Sandy. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. Shawnee, we thought about it, but it's so much work to remove all of those trellises. So we have kept them up there, and we keep our ground covering down as well. Although this spring we're going to have our work cut out for us because we have to pull it up and pull out some of those trellises and stuff so we can amend the soil this year. You want to get rid of it that bad? Where are you at, Rentals? What state? I can't remember what you've said before in the past. Yeah, I think they handled the winter just fine. And yeah, it's just so hard to remove them and then put them back in. So, but this year we like the stuff that we plant in the ground, that area needs amended really bad. So we're going to pull all of that out and remove the trellises and then amend that soil. I think we're going to put rabbit poop or chicken poop in there. Oh, you're in Maryland at the moment? Yeah, Ohio's a little far. Yeah, it will be. They are galvanized. They should last quite a while before they rust. Yep. Yeah, it will be quite an issue, but we have to. And it's in pieces, the black stuff, it's in pieces, so it shouldn't be that bad. We're in Northeast Ohio, Rentals. But yeah, it shouldn't be that bad to pull it up. It's just the fact of doing it. It's been down there for about 3 or 4 years now. So, by the way, that stuff, that garden cover is probably the best thing we've ever bought for ourselves. And it's worked out really well. And I can't remember where we got that information from. I think it was Living Traditions, because they use that. And we decided to use it as well. And then, of course, we got the ideas from our beds, from the Stivers, and then we modified them a little bit. And the Stivers have taught us so much. So we really enjoy watching their program. I'll be easy to, yeah. Northeast Ohio, about an hour south of Cleveland. Yep, that's where we are. Maryland's not that far. Virginia is not that far, but it's far to deliver a pellet stove. All right. I don't think Lewis is coming back, y'all. I don't. But anyway, I'm going to shut this down for the night. I want to thank you all for coming in. Thank you for enjoying this program so much. Though I'm working with Grow Big TV, we're still going to be up. There he is. Maybe. Though I'm working with the other channel, I'm still going to be working with this channel. I'm still going to be putting out video content and stuff like that. So don't go anywhere because I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be the same old me. I'm the same person. And I'm just going to be working on another project. I was just looking at the map. I drive out to Indiana. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, Indiana is not too far from here. Yeah. All right, guys. I want to thank you all for coming in. And I got to wake up early because I got to take my son to school. And 6:30 comes pretty darn early for me. I am not a morning person. But y'all have a good night. And I hope that's something you think about, to cover or not to cover your garden beds. Ooh, something to think about before you do it. Do you want to do it? Should you do it? Those are the questions. All right. Thanks, y'all. And hopefully you subscribe to our other channel. And thank you so much. And we will see you all next time. I may do some random lives. I'm not sure, but I will definitely be on next Wednesday. Peace out.